My name is Andrew Urich and I'm a management professor. Critical thinking is something everybody wants to be, and people come up to me and say, hey, I want my little kid to be a critical thinker. And I say, wait a second, are you sure you want your kid to be a critical thinker? Because if you're a critical thinker, you ask people, why do I have to do this? What's this about? Why can't we do it a different way? And I think the answer is that we're born critical thinkers, and then society beats it out of us. So if you go into a kindergarten class and you say, how many of you are creative artists? Everybody raises their hand. You go back in 6th grade and say, how many of you are artists? It's one kid, they beat him up on the playground. And what happens between kindergarten and 6th grade is society explains to you the answer to all of the questions. And what I explore in my program on critical thinking is the idea that what we think about as thinking is not what we really do. So when we come to a fork in the road, we think we're reflecting on it, doing analysis. I'm trying to decide, should I go this way or should I go that way? But what I think we're doing is we have sort of one way of thinking, and what we're doing is applying our way of thinking to the matter in front of us. So if you're a risk taker, when you get in the fork in the road, I'll bet you're going to take the risk. If you're risk averse, you're not going to. You have friends, and the weird thing is, you know what they're going to decide before they're done thinking, because we have one way of thinking leads us to the amount of success we've had in our career so far. So what I do in the critical thinking program is we do a big exercise, a lot of interaction, a lot of examples, stories, look at case study on General Motors, some other organizations, and what we try to figure out is a couple of things. One is, how do we change the way we think when we will get benefits? And also, one of the big takeaways is you get this great appreciation for the need to have a bunch of people at the table who think about things differently. We give full respect and consideration to other people, and we come to the best conclusion. Because when your organization moves forward, you're going to come to the fork in the road and you're going to decide, should we take the risk or not? And should you? And the answer is, I know the answer. The answer is, sometimes you should, and sometimes you shouldn't. And if everybody's sitting at the table giving genuine respect to the other opinions at the table, you'll be more likely to make good decisions. So the critical thinking program is of benefit to anybody who makes significant decisions, need to use creativity, anyone who wants to improve their part of the organization or themselves. Because what we look at is, how are we doing things now, and what do we need to change and improve to move forward, make our lives easier, get promoted.